iRush Gaming is a video game, esports, just entertainment, just all about video gaming in all senses, between virtual reality, even streaming, and just people getting together, playing, and having like a safe place to come and do that. We shut down early back before, but that was like March like 14th, but we just did it early just in case. It was better safe than sorry. It definitely was getting a lot of speed and like being very successful prior to closing. The biggest thing was, I think, getting everything ready for when we reopened and having a big plan of like, okay, like when we do open, what are we gonna do? Like, how are we gonna keep it safe? How are we gonna make it clean? Especially with the distancing, it's any business, it pretty much cuts your space in half. So we reopened back. It was like the end of June, the beginning of July, we reopened. There were some really quiet days from then on, just because no one knows you're open and everyone just kind of still had that like lingering, like, oh, I can't go anywhere. Everyone's shut down. We had to fill our store with hand sanitizer. We tried, instead of having people like be able to sit next to each other that weren't in a group, we allowed parties like that came together to sit next to each other. Don't go right next to the guy. It's like always keep one's computer between everyone. And that seemed to really help. Or like we have a pretty large store, so we would split it up like any way we could. The first response was like, oh, they're like finally getting something to do, or like just like a safe environment of like wanting to come out and like bring the family, or even birthday parties. It's like you didn't have anything for that pretty much for a year. Tournaments have been a big problem, just like getting slow back into it, because that's like a big, actually almost like saying like hosting a big event to open to the public. So we still have like slowly gotten back into that. I think we're having our first one coming in soon. So it's been over a year since we've done any sort of tournament. We've been really getting a lot of speed lately, especially like I'd say since April, since like kind of the order of like, okay, like nothing's mandated anymore by the governor. I had calls that day of people like flying down to come book events just because their state won't let them and things. Like it was madness of just like people really wanted to go out and do these tournaments and these events, and it's been very, very busy, which is great for us. Like it's finally like to the point where we're probably where we could have been if there wasn't a COVID almost. So we're getting to that point where it's getting really, really green, but it's kind of getting to a point where people are wanting to relax and like, okay, like, I don't know, the mask thing is getting really hard to make sure that people are still following through with. So we definitely still have to police people on that. But other than that, it's been fantastic. It's slowly turning into, I hope once vaccination gets more completed across like the board, across all ages, that it'll slowly normalize. And I think everyone will kind of think of it like a thing of the past, hopefully, but we'll see. I think it's definitely about like, you got to put some faith in it. There's a whole process, so it has its highs, it has its lows. The esports and gaming has just gotten big with the shutdown too. Everyone around here just feels like they game a little bit of some kind of way on their phone, whatever. Check us out if you have any sort of games, want to try gaming. You can never play game. My dad games over there and he never plays games. He plays virtual reality. So come check out iRush Gaming. If you're a gamer, have kids around, it's definitely worth a look, and just check us out. We have a lot of speed and it's only going in a direction that's good for us at the moment.